please do not go to the hospital at the first sign of your contractions. It's too early. Happy Tuesday, y'all. Today, I am starting a series called Tuesday Tips, and today is tip number 1. We are going to talk through when should you go to the hospital. If y'all don't know who I am Chanel. I am a birth doula, a mama of 3, and I've pretty much experienced every type of birth. C-section, VBAC, out of hospital, and home birth. So I've been around the block a few times. Make sure you follow so that you can get all these tips and rewatch them again, even when you're in labor or in the thick of motherhood. All right, so the first thing I want to tell y'all for tip number 1 is please, if you are desiring to have a natural, unmedicated birth, it doesn't matter if you're in the hospital or out of the, if you're out of the hospital, obviously you're not going to the hospital, but even if you're going to a birth center, you do not need to go to the birth center or hospital at the first sight of your contraction. And this is simply because you will be there for a very long time. Yes, I get it. Some people labor quicker than others, especially if this is like your second, third kid. But even still, the hospital is not meant to be hanging out in. The hospital is meant to do the thing that you're going there to do, which is to deliver your baby. So the desire here is to wait at home as long as possible. And the best way to do that is when you start to feel like you're having some contractions. It's exciting and you're like ready to have this baby, but the reality is you need to wait at home and distract yourself as long as possible, because if you can distract yourself as long as possible, this early labor phase of contractions that are pretty mild and moderate, kind of feel like period cramps, it will go by a lot quicker, so that when you do approach active labor, you'll know, because you have to really stop and think about it and breathe through it. And that could be your sign, depending on how long you truly want to labor at home, to start heading to the hospital when your contractions are around 4 minutes apart. Now, I understand this is not everybody's style, so if this is not, you could totally click off this video. But if it is your style to say, I want to labor at home in my place of peace, because honestly, we will labor better in a place that we feel safe. And a lot of us don't feel safe in hospitals, unfortunately, because, well, they've shown us why. As Black women, at least, we might not feel the safest there. So anyways, if you're like me, I don't want to be at the hospital longer than I need to be. So I'm going to stay at home as long as I can. And this has been the case for all of my clients. Like literally all of my clients, we stay at home as long as possible. And that has resulted in women who have like literally given birth within 45 minutes of getting to the hospital. They've given birth within 7 minutes of getting to the hospital. And then some of them needed a little bit more time, and they've been at the hospital for 8-10 hours. But we still did the majority of our laboring at home. So if we can do things to distract ourselves, do things that produce high levels of oxytocin when those contractions begin, just like you would with your period cramps, ignoring them, this could be a very enjoyable experience. And honestly, being in the hospital is only going to pressure you to speed this process up. And I know you want to speed this process up, but the best way for you to speed this process up is not through medical intervention, especially if that's not what you want. It is through natural high levels of oxytocin, and you can do that at home. You can do that with your partner. You can do that with a friend. Like, enjoy yourself, laugh, do things that make you happy. And then when it's time to focus on labor, then we'll focus on labor. But until then, stay at home. Now, if you have no clue what to do and you're still feeling like, yeah, Chanel, you told me to stay at home, but like, I really don't know how to do that because what am I going to do at home? I just want to focus on all the things. Let's schedule a call, because honestly, if it weren't for the support people that I had in my second labor, I probably would have like gone off the deep end like I did in my first labor, because I knew nothing. I had nobody to talk to, nobody to answer my questions, and like nobody to give me peace of mind that things were okay. All that info is in my bio. Free 45-minute call with me. Let's talk through what it is that you're worried about and what you need help with, and see if I might be a good fit for you to get the desired birth that you want. Drop any questions that you have in the comments so that I can make sure that you get all that you need to have the birth that you want. Love ya. Bye.